morning, boys and girls. Today I'm going to be showing you how to add and subtract mixed numbers. And this is lesson 12.7. Okay, so here on the board you can see that I have a very basic addition problem, okay, using mixed numbers. Now, a lot of times when you see them written out in a book or written on a quiz, the problems are going to be written across horizontally. The very, very first thing that I want you to do, boys and girls, is I want you to rewrite that problem and change it to a vertical, written vertical like this, because it's going to be much easier to add and subtract. Okay, so now we're just going to add this problem. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to add your whole numbers. 5 plus 1. 5 plus 1 is 6. Okay. Then you're going to add your numerators. 2 plus 3. Well, 2 plus 3 we know is 5. Okay. And then you always stay in sixth. You never, ever, ever add the denominator. So your answer for this problem is 6 and 5/6. Okay. So now I'm going to show you a problem that is a little bit more difficult, an addition problem that's more difficult. And these are the kind of problems that you're going to see on today's quick check. Okay? So here is an example of the kind of problem you're going to see on today's quick check. You're going to have 4 and 6/10 plus 5 and 7/10. Okay? So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to add your whole numbers. 4 plus 5 equals what? Well, that equals 9. We know that. Okay? All right? Then you're going to add your numerators. 6 plus 7. Well, what does 6 plus 7 equal? Right. That equals 13. And then, of course, you stay in tenths. Okay, so we have our answer here is 9 and 13/10. What do you see about this problem? When you look at this problem, what do you notice right away? Right. This fraction is improper. And you can't have an improper fraction. When you go to look for this answer on a quiz or a test, it's not going to be there because you can't have an improper fraction. So what you have to do, boys and girls, is you have to change that improper fraction to a mixed number. Okay? And then add it to the whole number. So let's do that. We're going to change this improper fraction to a mixed number. Remember how we do that? Put our division bracket. We're going to take that 13 and we're going to move it right down here. Okay, and then we're going to get rid of that. And this is a 2-digit number here, so we're going to have 2 boxes, right? But you can't fit a 10 inside of 1, so we know there's nothing that's going to be in that box. Okay, so we know this is a 1-digit answer. And we say to ourselves, what number times 10 gives me close to 13? Well, I know 1 times 10 is 10. It has to be that. Because 2 times 10 is 20. That's too big. So we're going to have put the 1 here. And then we're going to multiply. 1 times 10 is 10. We're going to subtract. Okay. 3 minus 0 is 3. That's our remainder. Okay? And now what do we do with our remainder? When we have one, what do we do? Well, that becomes our numerator in our fraction. So we're going to write that here. And then we always stay in tenths. The denominator stays the same. So I'm going to write that. So I just changed 13/10 to 1 and 3/10. Now, I'm not done yet. Because I still have this 9 here. Okay, so I have to add these together, the 9 and the 1 3/10, to get my answer. So you're going to rewrite that. So I'm going to rewrite that. I have 9, and then I have 1 3/10. Okay, so we know 9 plus 1 is 10. There's nothing here, and so we just bring that 3/10 right down. Our answer for this problem is 10 3/10. And that's how you're going to add problems like that. And these are the kind that you're going to see on your quick check today when you go to add your mixed numbers. Now, let me show you some examples of subtraction problems, okay? The first thing I'm going to show you is just your very basic subtraction problem, okay, which you may see sometimes. We have 6 and 5/7 minus 2 and 1/7. Okay. So again, the very first thing that you're going to do is you're going to subtract your whole numbers. 6 minus 2. Well, I know 6 minus 2 is 4. Okay. Now I have to subtract my numerators in my fraction. 5 minus 1. Well, 5 minus 1 is 4. And then I always stay in sevenths. So my answer for this problem is 4 4/7. Now, of course, this is not the kind of subtraction problem that's going to be on your quick check. Okay? Sometimes, just like when we go to subtract numbers, whole numbers, you have to regroup. Well, guess what? Fractions are the same way. Sometimes you have to regroup. And I'm going to give you an example of that, okay? So we're going to have 7 1/3 minus 4 2/3. Okay, now look at this. You want to take a good look at it, especially when you have subtraction problems that are mixed numbers. You really want to take a good look, okay, before you go to solve it. Well, 7 minus 4, I know I can do that. I know I can do that. But look here. Look at the numerators. 1 minus 2. Can I do that? No, that's not possible. That's not possible. I can't subtract 2 away from a 1, right? So whenever the number on the bottom is larger than the number on the top, you have to regroup, okay? Well, how are you going to do that with a fraction? I'm going to show you, boys and girls. Watch this, okay? Just like in when you subtract whole numbers, you have to go next door. Well, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm at the 1 here. I'm going to go next door. Well, what's next door? That's 7. I'm going to cross that 7 off. I'm going to make it a 6. I'm going to take 1 away from there. I'm taking 1 away from here, and I'm moving it over here. When I do that, when I move one whole, I'm moving one whole over here to this fraction. What does one whole look like in a fraction? Okay, that's how you have to think about it. Well, one whole in a fraction is actually 3, right? 3. When you have the numerator and denominator the same, that equals one whole. Well, why did I choose 3, boys and girls? Because 3 is our denominator here. Okay, so I just took one whole and I moved it over here. This is one whole. 3 is 1 3/3. 3 is one whole. Okay. Now I have to add them together. Okay. And what does that equal? Well, that equals 1 plus 3 equals 4. Okay, and then of course you stay in thirds. Okay. All right. So my new mixed number, boys and girls, is 6. Keep that whole number. And I changed, and now I have a new fraction. I have 4 thirds. Okay? And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to move this over. 4 minus 2 thirds. Can I do this problem now? I sure can, right? Because this 4 is larger than that 2. So let's do this problem. 6 minus 4. I'm going to subtract my whole numbers first. 6 minus 4 is what? Well, we know that that's 2. 4, now I'm going to subtract my numerators. 4 minus 2, what does that equal? Well, we know that equals 2. And we stay in thirds. So the answer to this problem is 2 and 2 thirds. Okay? So these are the kind of subtraction problems you're going to have to do on your quick check today. So I hope this helps you. If you have any questions or you don't understand, because this is tricky, please reach out to me. And if I have to, I'll work with you and do whatever it takes for you to get this and understand it. Okay? Bye.